to Easy BTech. I hope everyone is doing good. Today we'll talk about how the structure has been started, how the structure of operating system have been started, and how many layers are there in it. How many types of structures are there in operating system? How are they used? What are the advantages? Okay, and let us see the recap. In the last session, we have discussed about the evolution of operating system. We have discussed about the 8 types of evolutions like serial processing, single batch system, multi-program system, time sharing system, personal computer system, multi-processing system, distributed system, and real-time system. Okay, and in this session, we'll talk about the structures. And before going to the topic, welcome back to Easy BTech. This is Jayashree, a guide for BTech and beyond. Right, structure of operating system. The first is simple structure. Simple structure. Now, in simple structure, we have a few levels. We have levels like application program, system program, device drivers, BIOS device drivers. Now, in this, we do not have any well-defined structure like it should follow layer by layer or like application program system program ki ravali, system program nunchi device drivers ki ravali, device drivers nunchi BIOS ki ravali. Alanti structure ee simple structure lo ledu. Okay, it is flexible. Like application program can directly communicate with BIOS, system program can directly communicate with BIOS, or device drivers can directly communicate with BIOS device drivers. Okay. Now the interfaces and levels of functionality are not well separated. They are not separated as of uh, like in the previous structure. Okay. The basic example for this is MS-DOS. In MS-DOS, application programs are able to access the basic IO routines. Right. These types of operating system cause the entire system to crash if one of the user program fails. What is it telling? MS-DOS లో ఏదైనా అప్లికేషన్ ప్రోగ్రామ్ మనం రన్ చేసినప్పుడు now application program should be able to access the basic IO routines. Okay, ఈ type of operating systems ఏమవుతున్నాయి? This causes the entire system to crash if one of this user's program fails. Okay, మొత్తం crash అయిపోతుంది. That is simple structure. Next is layered structure. Okay, ఈ layered structure లో ఏంటి? My operating system is divided into a number of layers. Okay, my operating system is divided into number of layers. Each that is also called as levels. Okay, each built on top of lower layer. Bottom layer is called zero layer, which is nothing but the hardware. The higher layer is my layer N, is the user interface. Okay. Layers are selected such that each user functions and services of only lower level layers. Now, my lower level, which is nothing but layer 0, acts as my hardware, and it will have n number of layers on top of it, and the last layer, whichever is covered on the top, is my last layer, which is layer N, and that acts as a user interface. With modularity, layers are selected such that Each uses functions, user functions, which is nothing but the operation and services of only lower level layers. That is my layered structure. Okay. Next is kernel. Kernel system structure. This is nothing but microkernel. Okay. Microkernel ante enti? This is the main part which you have to focus on. ఇది కంపల్సరీ క్వశ్చన్ అండ్ మీకు ఫైనల్ ఎగ్జామ్లో కూడా కంపల్సరీ క్వశ్చన్ ఇది. డెఫినెట్లీ యూ కెన్ ఎక్స్పెక్ట్ మైక్రో కర్నల్ స్ట్రక్చర్ ఇన్ operating systems. Okay, listen carefully. Kernel is the core part of an operating system. Kernel is a core part of an operating system. ఇదేం చేస్తుంది? This will manage system resources and it also acts like a bridge between application and hardware. Right? This will act like a bridge between application and hardware of a computer. Now this structure designs the operating system by removing all non-essential components. ఏవైతే essential కావో, ఏవైతే అవసరం లేవో వాటన్నిటిని రిమూవ్ చేసేస్తుంది from kernel. And ఏం ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేస్తుంది? Implementing them as system and user programs. User programs ని ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేస్తుంది. Kernel mode and user mode of CPU operations. The OS puts the CPU in kernel mode. OS will put the CPU in kernel mode. When it is executing, the kernel can execute some special operations. Okay. Now OS puts the CPU in user mode. User mode lo your kernel puts the CPU when a user program is in execution. When a user program is in execution, so that the user program cannot interface with the operating system program. Okay. దీంట్లో advantages ఏంటి? The advantages in microkernel structure is microkernels are modular. Microkernels are modular and the different modules can be replaced, reloaded and modified. Different modules can be replaced, reloaded and modified. What is the second advantage? My microkernel is quite secure. You don't have to think about it. It is quite secure. You can perform any sort of operation in microkernel. And microkernel contains fewer system crashes. ఎక్కువ system crashes microkernel లో అవ్వవు. So it is very free to operate any sort of application on it. Right? Next, processes. Now we'll discuss about processes in the next session. I hope this session is clear for all of you. Microkernel system, that is structure of operating system, is a must question in final exam. I hope this is clear. Let's meet in the next session. Thank you for your interest. Keep tuned to BTech, Easy BTech, your guide for BTech and beyond. Thank you.